Hey you guys, what's up? It's Alisha. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be hanging out, chilling, and doing a just super chill chit chat get ready with me video. I am actually getting ready to go hang out with one of my best friends and my sister Kyra. So I figured, you know what? Let me put some makeup on because I haven't put makeup on in like weeks. It's just, y'all, it's crazy how many times in the past like 3 or 4 months I have worn makeup. It's probably been like 3 times, like no kidding at all. So going out with them is giving me an excuse to, you know, put some makeup on, get a little cute, and why not go ahead and do that in front of the camera, and also just talk to you guys about just what's been on my mind lately, what I have been thinking about during quarantine and just this whole like pandemic. It's just a crazy time. And so I feel like I've had so much time to just think, to really sit with my thoughts and do some reflecting, doing some like, I don't know, just trying to figure out like what I want to do with my life moving forward. So yeah, let's chit chat, let's do some makeup, and let's just have some girl talk. So my brows, you guys know I got microblading done. So my brows are pretty much filled in, but I am going to just brush my brow hairs upwards and apply a little bit of brow highlight. Actually, no. I'm going to brush these hairs up first, and then I'm going to apply this moisturizer. It's the Pixi Rose Ceramide Cream Intense Moisturizer. This is my second time using it, and I love the product, y'all. So I apply this a little bit, but I have kind of been getting away from doing like super mattifying makeup looks, mainly because I feel like it just looks really cakey and dry. And I feel like because it's summertime, like it looks natural to have a little bit more of a dewier finish instead of it being super matte. Like I am just so over like this super matte look. I do have combination skin, but I still just don't like my makeup to be totally matte. I think it looks like, it doesn't look realistic to me. I'm gonna just apply this moisturizer all over, and then I'm going to apply a brow highlight. And during this chit chat get ready with me video, I may forget to mention what products I'm using, so I will go ahead and link all of them down below. So just in case I forget to mention anything that I'm using, please check the description box down below, y'all. So first things first, I want to just check in with you guys and just see how y'all are doing mentally. If you're anything like me, the past like month has been even heavier than I feel like the past few months have been. Like quarantine already was starting to get to a point of it being hard for me. Like I was just getting tired of being in the house, and yeah, I was just getting tired of it. It was getting really draining already. But then once May hit, we began to deal with the murders of Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. So many lives that were lost due to the injustices that Black people are constantly having to go through. Police brutality, racism, you name it. And well, it definitely took a toll on me emotionally, physically, mentally. Like I was so drained, you guys, because I am very pro-Black. Like I love being Black. I'm very proud of being Black. And just seeing those murders captured on video, watching the videos over and over, seeing the protests happening, and then just everything surrounding the protests and the riots and the looting and just everything. Like it took a major toll on me, y'all, because I have this platform. I have to use it for good. I've never felt like my platform was just sharing superficial things and that's it. Like I have always been about sharing positivity, uplifting, encouraging, but also using my voice to share what's going on. And so I was really heavy on Instagram, sharing resources, sharing links, petitions, donations, like literally everything, consuming myself with ways to use my voice for good. But after a few weeks of doing that nonstop, I was tired all the time. I would wake up, y'all, tired, which is crazy. So I took a break, and I just spent like pure quality time with Valerie. I didn't really get on social media. I didn't really watch the news because before that I was watching the news like every night. Until like 1-2 o'clock in the morning. But I had to take a break because my mind was like, Alisha, you need to chill out. And it was just taking a major toll on me. So if that's how it was for me, I'm sure I'm not the only person who was experiencing that, dealing with just all those emotions, the up and down, the roller coaster, all of that. And I just want to check on y'all to see how you guys are doing. I hope you guys are doing well and doing better than you have been the past, few weeks, months. Make sure we're taking care of ourselves. I'm about to apply the primer. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. But I hope you guys are still managing to take care of yourselves, your mental health, because I think now more than ever, it's super easy to forget that we have to prioritize our mental health and our sanity, because we can get so consumed with fighting for our futures, fighting for the lives of the people who have passed away, fighting for the futures of our little ones. Like, we can get so consumed with that we forget to prioritize ourselves. So if you haven't been doing that, I highly suggest taking a break, doing some form of self-care, just to get your mind back on track, getting back into a positive space. And for those of you who did reach out to me to see if I was okay, to check to see, when the videos are coming, all that stuff, like, I really do appreciate it, because it shows that you guys care about me and you guys really do enjoy watching my content, because it is uplifting for you and it is like a positive outlet for you. So that made me feel really good that you guys y'all really enjoy it, and that lets me know that I'm doing my job here on this earth. So I love you guys. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope you guys are using your voice, of course, in a very positive light. So yeah, that was like really heavy for me for like pretty much all of last month and the beginning of this month. What else has been going on? By the way, I'm about to use the Lancome foundation. This is the shade 460 Suede W. So I'm hoping this still matches my skin complexion, because I have been out in the sun. Y'all, Valerie loves to be outside. That girl loves to be outside. So I feel like I am a couple of shades darker by this point, and it's only going to get worse as we progress into summertime. So I hope this foundation still matches. Y'all, that's how dark I am. But it's okay. It's not matching me completely, but I do think that I can finesse it, especially whenever I add my bronzer and my highlight. It's not too far off though. Like, whenever I start to blend it, it is blending in pretty well. So I'm not that far off. I could work with this for the summer. But what else, y'all? So Valerie turned 3. She is such a big girl. If you guys followed me on Instagram, which of course you guys should be, I did post like snippets of the little birthday party I threw for her, and y'all, she loved it. She still talks about it every single day until this day. Like, it's been over a month since her birthday, and that girl, she is so cute. She talks about her birthday party like every day. It was a surprise birthday party, so she always like pretty much reenacts like the surprise part of her birthday. And everybody said, "Surprise, Valerie!" And Valerie said, and she's just so cute whenever she like reenacts it. So that was like one of the biggest highlights of this quarantine this far. It was a super small party. It was literally just the people that she's been around during quarantine. So my immediate family, my mom, dad, sisters, brother-in-laws, and her dad. Her dad was there too. And she was so excited about that. So it was a good time. It was so much fun. She loved it. She had a best time. We had pizza. We had a birthday cake for her. She was just so happy. I blew up a pool for her. So she like went out and like played in the pool in the backyard. It's just like those kinds of things remind me of like why I do what I do and just why I love being a mom. And it's funny because last night I was thinking about like, dang, I remember like when I was a kid or when I was like in high school, and I just could imagine myself being a mom. But the fact that I actually am one is just crazy to me. Like, I am legit a mom, y'all, and I love it so much. Whenever I first announced my divorce, people would ask me if I regretted marrying Valerie's dad. But like, y'all don't realize that I got the best gift out of my marriage. Like, hands down, the best gifts. I would not change a thing, because that girl is like my entire world. She is literally the best. She is growing up so fast. And I'm just thankful that she is just who she is. She has the best personality. And yeah, she just makes life so much fun. So I've been doing this thing with her for 3 years. She is like the best. I cannot wait until we can start traveling again, because I have some ideas of where I want to take her, especially before she hits like pre-K kindergarten age and she has to be in school all the time. So I cannot wait to start really getting her out there and exploring like new places and new cities, new states, which brings me to kind of like where my head really has been over the past like couple of months, outside of everything happening in the news and like all that stuff. And I'm about to highlight using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Corrector in the shade Golden. That Lancome foundation has like the best coverage. Like, I didn't even use that much foundation. It just blends in so well. Like, do y'all see that coverage? It looks so good. And I'm just like, dang. Yeah, I'm gonna highlight and the usual spots under my eyes, my nose, the usual. But yeah, back to what I was gonna say. I have come to a realization that I didn't really realize I really wanted until quarantine season. So you guys know my story. I was married, went through a divorce, the whole thing. Okay, so I, for the longest, like pretty much all of last year, I knew that I wanted to date, but I honestly wasn't sure if I really wanted to get married again. And not only if I really wanted to get married again, but if I wanted to have more children. I would always say that like, I'm good with Valerie. I don't think I want any more kids. Like, I think I'm good with one. One's enough. Like, I used to say that all the time, because yes, I love just having one kid right now. However, I feel like during quarantine, I don't know what it is. I just kind of realized that like, I actually do want to be married. And I think a couple of things played a part in that. First, I will say that like seeing a lot of people getting engaged on Instagram and like on social media in general kind of just made me think like, like I could kind of see myself doing that again. Like, I could kind of see myself getting married again. I could see myself having a fiance and then having a husband again. Like, I could kind of see it. You know, it's hard to imagine, but I could kind of picture it. And then it's funny because I was having a talk with my best friend Kyra a couple of weeks ago, and Kyra said something that really stuck with me. She was talking about like pretty much not focusing on how we can imagine our lives right now, but how do we imagine our lives in like 10 years or so. And she was saying she envisions her house, you know, with kids in it, like going to baseball games, going to dance recitals, going to, you know, doing like all the mommy stuff. And it made me think of like, even though I really do enjoy my life as it is now, especially in the season that I'm in where I only have to worry about one kid since I'm by myself, I know deep down in my heart that down the line, I do envision myself with more kids. Like, I don't envision Valerie being an only child. I don't envision it just being her. Like, I envision a house where I have a husband, I have Valerie, and I have a couple of other little kids, maybe like 2 more kids running around, keeping me busy. And so, yeah, I thought about it and I was like, do I envision just one kid or do I envision like multiples, like running around? And I really do envision, if the Lord says the same, I envision my life where there is like more than one child running around. And so it just hit me that I really do at some point in life want to get remarried. At some point in my life, I do want to have at least one more child, like at least one. I think I want like 2, but like I said, God has the ultimate say so. But if I had to, you know, have it my way. I think at least one kid, like at least one more kid, I would be good, because I really do love being a mom. And I have to be honest with myself in that sense that I want more kids. I want more kids. And I do want a husband. I can't even deny the fact that I do at some point want a husband. I think for so long I was just like so submerged in like my singleness and like having my own space, doing my own thing. I have my own house now, so I've just really been enjoying this space by myself with my daughter and no one else. I think I've mentioned this before, but I haven't really been single before this since like high school, middle school, like middle school. So I'm really enjoying this phase of my life. I can't even lie. But I do know at some point, like whenever I'm 40, I don't hope to be in this same season, if that makes any sense. So I've gotten to the point where I am, again, 100% content with being single right now. I literally am enjoying every day of it. But I think that it's okay for us to also admit that we one day want to be in a relationship. I think that society makes us feel like we have to choose one. We have to be totally desperate and wanting somebody, or we have to be totally single and not want anybody at all. But you can kind of balance out both. You can be single and enjoy the pros that comes with being single, enjoying your time to yourself, like the whole shebang. Because again, that's what I'm doing. I am enjoying every part of this phase of my life. However, that doesn't mean that at some point, if the right man comes along, I don't feel like I'm going to be the person to just shut him out just because I like being single. Like, I do one day hope to find a good guy, God will send me the right guy, and we will hit it off, we will connect, we'll date, just get married, the whole thing, and have a baby or two. So, I'm at the season where I am going with the flow. It's funny because yesterday I had this like 3-hour happy hour call with two of my really good friends, who I miss dearly, y'all. Like, I love being in Houston, don't get me wrong. I love being in Houston. But if there's one thing I miss about San Antonio, it's my friends. I feel like while I was in San Antonio, for the short time that I was there, I made some like lifelong adult friends, and that's very rare. Like at my age, I'm 29. So at my age, like making really solid friends that you can trust and like that you just really love spending time with, that's very rare that I've heard of at this age. I made some good friends, so I talk to them like at least once a week for like hours. I just set my highlight with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder. This highly recommended by my sister. If y'all don't follow Kyra, I would suggest following her, Kyra Knox, here on YouTube. I go to her for all of my like makeup questions, and I had her give me a list of everything she would recommend, like highly recommend that I get. And that was like one of the things she was like, if you can splurge on it, get it, because it's worth it. So I got it. I do like how it's already setting my highlighted areas, and it doesn't look cakey at all. So far I like it. So that's kind of where I am when it comes to relationships and just the idea of dating. I actually want to like do some kind of like live or just like a YouTube video, like a separate YouTube video on like what it's like dating in like your late 20s, early 30s. I feel like things are just so different. Like totally different than things were whenever I was like 18. I feel like my mindset is so different. I don't really tolerate any BS. So I feel like that honestly does kind of limit the pool for me, because I just don't tolerate nonsense. I'm kind of at the point where I already know what I want. So I feel like I have stories y'all would either laugh at or y'all would feel like, dang, like I can relate to that 100%, because I really feel like a lot of our stories, like I talk to a lot of like single women, and we have a lot of the same stories, very similar stories. Like I just think whenever you're a grown woman, it's just, I don't know, like things are just different, and the way you approach dating is very different. And I feel like one thing that I know I personally need to work on for myself is balancing out having my guard somewhat up, but also being receptive in at least attempting to get to know somebody. I feel like that's where I personally struggle in. I feel like since I've been single, I've kind of created this bubble, and this is gonna be very transparent with you guys. So I kind of created this bubble. I have gotten into this routine, like a very regular routine that just consists of me and Valerie. Be real. That's just what it is. I have a routine, take her to school, go to work, come home, like it's a routine. I have my own self-care time. I have my own alone time. And then we repeat the same thing over, every day. And so I think because of that, the idea of like somebody coming into my life and like not messing it up, but just like coming into it, like it just, I don't know. It doesn't give me anxiety. It's just the idea of it is weird. So I feel like I've kind of created like this bubble or like this hard shell. And I don't know, like I gotta work on the hard shell that I feel like I've built up over this year and a half of being single. Like I know that I personally need to work on that. But on the flip side of that, I also have to make sure I don't, because the old me used to be the kind of girl, the old me as in like 18, 19 years old, used to be the kind of girl that like, if a guy showed me any kind of attention, like I would be like, okay, we're gonna get married tomorrow. I've already envisioned our life together for 10 years. I've already like pictured like everything of how it's supposed to play out, and this is gonna be it. That's just it. Like, this is a long-term situation. I'm all in. You need to be all in, and that's it. Reality is that's not how life works. That's not how dating works. That's not how it should work. I don't feel like I should be emotionally invested after talking to somebody for like 5 seconds. That's not how it works. So I feel like I have to do a better job of keeping my guard somewhat up, because I do feel like God, I feel like men have to earn your respect. They have to earn your vulnerability. They have to earn that. You can't just give it all to them and then they treat you like, so it's just like a learning game for me. This whole dating thing is just really, I don't know. It's just different. It's different. And, it's just different. And I am trying to do the best that I possibly can. I'm all about like being self-aware. I try my best to be as self-aware as possible, and like things that I see within myself that aren't the most positive traits, I'm trying to like work on those, because of course I want to be the best version of myself that I can be. So whenever I find myself just totally like being hardcore, like I have this super hard shell. And I think because I am naturally very emotional, like if y'all know that about me, I'm super emotional. I could cry at like anything. So because I've had so much time alone, I've kind of just like built like this, it's like a layer. Like it's a layer that it takes a lot to like knock down. And I'm trying to work on like not having such a hard exterior out, but without giving too much of myself at one time. I'm not sure if that's making any sense at all, but that's kind of where I am when it comes to dating. I'm getting better. But again, I have some stories. Like I have some stories. So I made like a separate video if you guys want to hear like some stories and just like how dating is at this age, especially as a single mom. Let me know if you guys want me to do a video on that. I would definitely do it. Because I think some people think that I don't struggle in that department, and I do. Like I am not any different. I feel like, sorry y'all, I'm about to apply just a little bit of shadow, a little bit as in like one shade of shadow, but make this a little bit more defined. But yeah, I struggle in that area too. I think that it's harder dating right now, and I've accepted it. I know that's how it is. But I always tell my friends, whenever we talk about dating or we talk about guys, I always say that I know the kind of man that I want. Okay? Not in the sense of like physical or like anything superficial, I really don't care about. It's for me, it's more so like the qualities that you can't change in a man. I know what I want when it comes to that. I know I want a God-fearing man, a man that is, has a great job, is great with kids, amazing personality, kind to people, no matter what their walk of life is. They know how to be kind to anybody and everybody. They get along with people, like outgoing, fun, like those kinds of things. I know that I want out of my potential husband. And so I always say, like, because I know those qualities, I personally don't think are like super common. I am like 100% willing to wait as long as I have to before God sends me that man. Like, I am not in any rush because I don't believe in settling. I never have, and I'm not at the point where I will ever settle. Never. It's not even worth it. The headache is not worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. So I'm willing to wait, and I don't know how long that'll be. It could be a year, 2 years, 5 years. I am willing to wait however long, because I know the kind of man that I want is not an everyday Joe. Like, he's going to be somebody incredible, somebody special, somebody worth waiting for. So I'm not in a rush in that area. I don't believe in settling. Y'all shouldn't either. I think it's worth the wait. I know it's worth the wait. So that's where I stand. But I do have to be better at least getting to know somebody. At least try to get to know somebody, because yeah, you gotta at least try. And then I feel like whenever you start to get bad vibes, whenever you start to see red flags, whenever you start to just feel bad about the situation, just let it go. I also believe in trusting your intuition. I think women's intuition is very strong. Like, we have this thing where we can pretty much tell if you're worth our time or not in like a day. Like, I can get a pretty good vibe, and my intuition has pretty much not really steered me wrong. I feel like women's intuition is so strong and it's so accurate that I don't believe in just ignoring like how your body feels, how your mind feels, how your heart feels, what God is telling you to do. Like, don't ignore it, because those signs are there, those red flags are there for a reason. You gotta let it go. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, okay? I'm gonna tell you why red flags are important not to ignore. This is like one story I have, and it's not even a dating story. It's more of a just getting to know somebody story that I realized was not worth getting to know. So there's this guy. He was cute or whatever, and on paper he looked cool. So I was trying to get to know him, because honestly, that's what dating is all about. Dating is just about getting to know people, seeing, if y'all are a good fit, seeing if y'all connect on any level, just seeing if anything is there. I met this guy. We were like talking for like maybe 20 minutes or whatever. And in the conversation, he proceeds to tell me that he has a son, which typically wouldn't turn me off at all because I have a daughter. And honestly, I would almost prefer somebody who has a kid, as long as they are a very hands-on dad. Like, I wouldn't mind it at all. But the kicker is that he proceeded to tell me about how he doesn't talk to his son as often as she should, and he pays child support, so he doesn't like he should see his son as often, and he resents the mom for even having the kid. It was literally, when I tell y'all, the red flags were like being thrown everywhere. Within the first conversation we had, I said, no, sir. No, sir. Like, everything about the conversation was so wrong. Like, he was saying he resents the son because he was mad at the mom for having the son in the first place, because he didn't want a kid during that time in his life. It was just the most childish, immature way of thinking. So I say that all to say that, like, please do not ignore the red flags. Like, I don't care how cute he is. Do not ignore them, because I feel like it just shows you the way they think and the way they'll probably think in the future. You can't change anybody unless they want to change. And it was just all bad. So that one ended real quick. Like, I talked to him for like 10, 15 minutes. It was a wrap. Walked away, and that was that. So, yeah. I go through the same things you guys go through. We all have to kind of just try it out. Just keep trying and see what happens. So I say all that to say that if you are, interested in dating, be open and be receptive to getting to know somebody. I'm saying that to myself as well because I am trying to work on that. Being receptive, but also not just being desperate and going with the first guy that shows you any attention. Because again, you have to listen to your intuition, listen to your own thoughts, what your heart is telling you, what your mind is telling you, because it's not wrong. I don't think it's gonna be wrong. 9 times out of 10, what you feel is probably what you should be doing to begin with. So just food for thought. It's happening to all of us. Dating nowadays is hard, but I do think that it's worth it, especially if you do want to be with somebody long term. Not saying that everybody wants to be with somebody. You could totally be okay being single and never want to get married, and that is totally fine. Everybody just do them. Do what works for you. Because I'm all for that as well. Just do you, But because I know I want to be with somebody at some point in my life, I do have to learn how to open up just a little bit more, and then see what happens from there. So dating is fun. Not really, but I'm trying to learn to enjoy it. I also had to remind myself that during the dating process, we have to be okay with the idea that it may not work out with the person that we are trying to get to know. Like, I think a lot of women, including myself, can get into this phase, this like mode of trying to make things work with the first person that, again, shows us attention, and that we try to just force it to work and be like the for everything. But we have to be okay with the idea that it just may not work. Like, the whole point of dating is to get to know somebody to see if you guys could be together long term. It does not mean that you are going to be with that person long term. And we have to be okay with the idea that it may not work out. We have to be okay with it, because the only way that we're going to get through it and not settle, not ignore red flags, not just totally throw our morals and our standards out the window. Like, we have to have some kind of standard, and we have to not ignore those. We have to be okay with, if this guy doesn't meet some of the criteria that are like non-negotiables, we have to be okay with walking away from them. And I think that's so important to make the most out of dating, to make the most out of your future, because you don't want to be just settling for anybody and then you turn around 10 years later, you're stuck with somebody that is not really serving you at all, is not playing any kind of like positive impact in your life. You just don't want that. That's what dating's all about. Dating is all about is trying to just seeing what happens. Just seeing what happens. So I feel like women need to be more confident and ask like these important questions so they can decide for themselves if they are willing to put up with that, because I just don't agree with it. I think that we need to have more power. And that's just how I feel about that. So I'm not going to do lashes today. I just want to put some mascara on. I'm really not in a lashes mood at all, actually. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand with that, y'all. I just wish that we would have a little bit more confidence when it comes to asking the important questions, so that way we can decide for ourselves if we are willing to stick around for whatever it is that y'all are doing. Because you need to know. I think it's important to see if you're willing to accept whatever it is and be willing to stick around for whatever it is going on, whatever y'all are doing. It's taken me a long time to get to this point in my life, but I'm never going back. Like, I just feel so strongly about women being bold, especially when it comes to relationships. You have to be clear in what you want and not accept anything less. I have gotten asked if I'm dating at all. I'm not dating anybody serious. I'm just not. I have gotten to know people, which has been cool. But as far as like seriously dating anybody, I am not seriously dating anybody. It'll happen one of these days. Y'all will know one of these days whenever it does happen. But for now, I am, again, just enjoying my single life. But also, also getting to know people and just kind of seeing what happens. And then when I know it's the one, I'll know it's the one. But until then, your girl is still single. For my blush, I'm using this Milani blush. It is the Coral Cove powder blush. It is so pretty. Do y'all see? So pretty. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to do like more of like an in-depth video on like just dating at our age. I could even like bring on like some like my friends that are also single, that are also my age, so we can tell our different stories and what we've experienced and the lessons that we've learned. I think that would be so helpful, because I was just telling my friends yesterday that I feel like I feel like now the shift has become where all you really see is like young marriages, happy marriages, which are important to see. I think it's really important to see like young black love, really solid marriages. But I find there really isn't much talk anymore about like dating and about single life. And so it makes it really hard for women to feel like they can relate to other women when it comes to these experiences. A lot of us don't feel like we have anybody to talk to about dating because it's just not a common topic to really talk about anymore. And I kind of want to change that because it's so important. And I feel like we can lean on each other when it comes to navigating the dating world, navigating how to just go about getting to know people, seeing if you guys are a good fit, but not settling. Like, that's really important for me. And I'm sure it's important to so many of you guys out there that also may be single. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I always told God in your perfect timing, like God's timing, I believe is always the best timing. I have experienced it firsthand, so I never want to give him a time constraint. But I do let him know that, God, you see me? I may be happy and I may be at peace, but at some point, I do want to meet the man that you have designed just for me. And I am very clear in like the qualities that I want. I think it's important to be specific. Not when it comes to like certain things. Like, again, I don't believe in like being super specific with like physical appearance, because who knows how the man God has created for me is packaged. I don't really care about the physical part. For me, it's more so it's just the qualities that like you can't change in a man. Like, those are so important to me. And so I break it down for God. And I do, however, I will always say, just make sure I think he's attractive. Like, just make sure I think he is like fine. Like, I don't really care what anybody else on this planet has to say about him, but just make sure that like I think he is totally fine, because I gotta be attracted to you physically too. Now, how that physical appearance looks, I literally could care less. I just want to feel attracted to him, if that makes any sense. So I do make that clear to God too. You gotta be specific, y'all. You gotta be specific. You gotta tell God what you want. It's just like, how they say Sierra's prayer or, whoever's prayer, you gotta be specific and like the qualities that you want in a man. So I make it very clear to God, like what I want. And I trust that he knows the desires of my heart. I trust that he really knows me, and he is going to give me exactly that in his perfect timing. I give it all to him. And I do my work here on this earth where I, try to get to know somebody. And I'm trying to get better with putting in the work, because I am not going to meet anybody sitting on my sofa. That's just not how it works. So I'm trying to get better, but I also am just giving it to God and trusting him and just letting him do his thing. I do my part. He does his part. And at some point, it'll all work out. It's all about trusting God, but also knowing what you want, not settling, not rushing anything. If there is anything, I am in no rush though to get married. Like, absolutely no rush. Do I want to get married at some point again? Yes. Am I in a rush? Absolutely not. Okay, I just applied the KKW 2.5 nude lipstick as well as the KKW lip liner in nude 2 on my lips. And then I'm going to go in with the gloss. This is the Too Faced lip gloss, A Melon Reasons. That's what it's called. This is pretty. All right, you guys, I think I am done. Just a super casual look. Well, super casual. It's like it's not even a full beat. This is like a half beat. I didn't apply lashes. I didn't go too heavy with my foundation. I didn't do anything too crazy. I kept it kind of simple. I did use new products though. So again, I will link everything I used down below. I'm going to add a little bit more mascara to my bottom lashes. And this is it. I like it. It still looks super natural, like an everyday makeup look, nothing crazy. My hair is still holding up, y'all. I still am rocking the short hair. I can't believe like I have not gotten tired of this short hair. I mean, it's been like 3.5 or so months, and I still am like loving every bit of it. I just don't see myself changing like at all. It is so much fun. I love it. And this makeup looks pretty good. I will say I did try, where is it at? This like brow highlight. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Pencil in the shade, is there a shade for it? Base 3 under my brows. And this, y'all, this was like the easiest way to apply some kind of brow highlight. I just like drew pretty much right under my brow and blended it out. And it just made my brows look so much cleaner. And it took like 5 seconds to do. So I'd recommend this product for sure. Pretty much everything I use, I recommend, but I had to point this one out because it was my first time using it and I really, really like it. Like, really like it. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's just super chill chit chat video, just talking about dating. And I have been like talking about this so much with my friends lately that I really wanted to come on here and just talk to y'all about it and give y'all my thoughts on kind of where I stand with everything. I get asked a lot. Like, y'all ask me a lot about if I'm dating, if I'm like seeing anybody, like what's the tea. So I also wanted to pretty much like confirm that like I'm not dating anybody. I'm just out here, I'm just chilling. I really am enjoying my single life. It has really been fun. It really has been fun with like all the free time that I have to myself. And I will say the pro is just not having to worry about like anybody. Like, well, besides Valerie, who's already a lot of work. I love not having to be able to, you know, just worry about anybody. But I do know at some point I want that to change. It's just, like I said, all in God's timing. I really do trust his timing. And I am all about not settling. Again, like I said, I know it'll be worth the wait. So I'll wait as long as it takes. Okay. I will wait as long as it takes for God to send me like that person, like that one. Okay. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all have questions, that y'all would want me to answer in like a dating video, in a separate video about dating, go ahead and leave them down below. I really am thinking about doing like a whole video on just like being single in your late 20s and just how to like navigate dating, what it's like. I'm a single mom, so that also was another factor added into it. So I really am thinking about doing it. So if you guys really do want to see it, go ahead and let me know down below as well. But yeah, again, hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And as always, I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye, guys.